Hey guys, so if I do this as an extended version, basically add this to the original vlog, I will do it because apparently I thought I did do the whole thing, piece both videos together, but that wasn't the case, so obviously it didn't come out the way I wanted. But to kind of, continue off where I left off, and again, if I make this into a whole extended video, then so be it. Or I just might simply make a playlist. So I'll put a video, I'll probably put a video playlist link together for you guys to check out. But anyway, to kind of continue, to kind of follow up on the previous vlog, mostly at the end, it was not a pleasant moment for me when I got back, because what happened is my stomach was kind of being like, it felt like it was going into a knot a little bit, but I didn't think much of it, and I figured, well, it just means I got to go to the bathroom, right? How you get that feeling. Well, everything was fine. Even when I got back here, everything was fine. And the fact that when I say everything was fine, my mom had an issue with the cable box here. Basically, it's the kind of issue where you just have to unplug the power source to it, the power plug, if you will, wait 30 seconds, then plug it back in, let it reboot, and it fixes, and thus it fixes itself. Basically gets rebooted back to normal, if you will. Trying to find the right words to say. But anyway, everything was fine there. Everything was fine when I deflated basically the sleeping bag here that my third oldest nephew uses when he stays for a couple of days during his vacation time. So everything was fine. Everything was good. But then all of a sudden, as I laid down, because of course going from state to state, driving and then flying and then walking about a little bit, and doing what we did, as I mentioned in the first video, basically, it does catch up to you, and it caught up to me. It definitely caught up to me. I could tell it caught up to my sister, because she was just happy to, get back when we did. I mean, when I say it kind of caught up to my sister, when we were coming back, through the Altamont and everything, of course, they were doing construction on it, on the Altamont Pass. And they were redirecting us, to go through Livermore. And my sister saw that one of the areas it was directing us towards, was right near Patterson Pass. But she's like, you know what? I'm not in the mood. I'm just going to take the directions it's showing me, because normally she would probably take Patterson Pass. But she didn't do it that time because she wasn't in the mood. Anyway, long story short, after we get home and everything, then me and my mom, we get back here to, she goes to my sister's and waits, and then, to pick me up and everything. We get back home, here, like I said, and I, I reboot the cable box by unplugging it and everything, kind of reboot it that way, and then deflate the sleeping bag. I put my suitcase in the guest room, as it was, I put my suitcase in the guest room still with my clothes that I had. And what I did is I laid down. I basically got my blanket that I would normally use during the winter or when it gets colder. I took my blanket right there, if you will, put it down on the floor and used it like a pillow. And it wasn't until like a couple of hours later, or I would say several hours later, all of a sudden I got up and I just knew, oh man, I'm going to probably puke in a minute. And I just went straight to the bathroom and, slowly upchucked is what I did. Excuse me. I slowly upchucked into the toilet and even took a shower and upchucked a little bit in there. But it felt more like a dry heave at times. Stuff was coming out, not to sound disgusting or anything, but, fluid was coming out, if you know what I mean. But it still felt more like a dry heave. So after I did that, I took a shower, and, did a little bit more in the shower. I laid back down, but then all of a sudden I got back up because I had to, and then all of a sudden I got back up and I had to do it again. I dry heaved again into the toilet, and took a shower again a little longer. And it was later at night. My mom was already asleep. So I finally decided, screw it. I'm going to soak in a tub, relax my body because my body was still sore. And as I laid down in the tub and I closed my eyes and everything, kind of rest, because that's what some people do. They rest in the tub and everything to let that water really, relax their bodies, soothe the body and everything. But they got to be careful. You got to be careful and everything. But anyways, I kind of rested a little bit. All of a sudden, that warm water I was soaking in got to me, and the next thing I know, bam, the grand finale, if you catch my drift, the grand finale. And after I did that for several moments and everything, I took a shower, cleaned up the area, and then after that, I felt a little bit better. I mean, I was still kind of feeling the effects through the other end, not to sound disgusting, but through the other end, if you know what I mean, from, in a very liquidy way, again, not trying to sound disgusting. But yeah, basically, I have never felt that way in a long time. And it wasn't because I got the flu. It wasn't because I got COVID or anything like that. No, it was basically because of the whole traveling and everything, and then maybe taking this, shot of Patron and everything in Vegas that really got to me. And it was like, and of course the hot weather, going from hot and humid to desert, dry, hot in Vegas to, mildly hot here in California. It felt like, it felt like, it was just, it was just enough to knock me out, and it knocked me down, and it did. But thank God I'm doing okay now. I ate some soup last night, so that kind of helped out. So I'm better now. I'm way better than I was. But yeah, it just finally caught up to me, and I'm sure, and I know I'm trying. The words I'm trying to say is, I know that a lot of us, probably a lot of you watching and listening, probably have gone through the same thing as well during your travels and trips across the country to see family or whatever. You probably have felt a kind of similar experience yourself, but hey, if you don't want to, comment on that, kind of reply, in the comment section about that, that's up to you. But yeah, it was, I'll tell you this, on the way back, it was a very, not on the way back, but the aftermath, especially being here at home, was a very surprising experience, because it's one thing to want to lay down and relax and, kind of basically, let your body heal up and everything, and, so that you'll be re-energized, rebooted, if you will, for what you got to do later on. It's one thing to do that, thus being, a cause of the aftermath of traveling. But it's another to not only feel that, but then to basically, just upchuck, if you will, later. And it was just crazy. I was like, what? It's like, what got into me? It's like, what got into me? Now, what I did drink when I got home was Gatorade, but that shouldn't have had an effect. But obviously, it triggered something. But anyway, long story short, that was basically how I concluded my trip out there and my trip back here from visiting my dad and celebrating my 45th birthday. Again, I'm not trying to sound disgusting or anything, guys, but that I just wanted to follow up on what I thought I had originally added to the vlog video, because my GoPro got hot. So when it gets hot, of course, the GoPro will turn off, to prevent any damage. But yeah, I just wanted to do this follow up because I thought I'd, added to the vlog originally, but I didn't, when I started it back up, Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Comment down below. Live chat during the premiere. like the video. And until next time, I will talk to you all later, but give me your thoughts if you feel like it. Again, not trying to sound disgusting or anything, because I'm sure a lot of you watching and listening may have dealt with something similar. But let me know if you want to. And until next time, I am out. Take care. God bless.